All right, well, let's move on to our end-of-year parliamentary series. Another Kwesi Parker-Wilson conversation with son of late Vice President ALIU Mahama. Now, in this interview, ALIU Mahama asks the governing New Patriotic Party to consolidate the gains of MPs in their strongholds. He also says he regrets asking General Secretary of the Opposition, NDC, to walk out of the chamber the night the MPs had a scuffle over the approval of the 2022 budget. You don't want to miss this one.
The year 2021 has been quite an interesting year for members of parliament, especially looking at the nature of the equal strength of numbers we have in the chamber. And today we're going to have a conversation with a member of parliament for Yendi constituency. It's been almost a year since, in fact, a little over a year since he was elected into parliament to represent the people of Yendi. I'm talking about Omar ALIU Mahama. Honorable, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
And I mentioned Yendi. In fact, we have a lot to talk about. I mentioned Yendi. I just saw on your wall the Yendi dream.
Yes.
What's the Yendi dream about?
Yendi is the traditional capital of Dagbon. And for decades, we were ill-developed in terms of where we want to be. Okay. The President of the Republic, after being sworn into president, promised the people of Ghana that he's going to resolve the Dagbon. Now, due to these inconsistencies in peace, we had less development and we didn't get where we were supposed to be. So before I became a member of parliament, having a president who made sure we had peace in Dagbon, what was critical and what was needed was to have a sense of unity and development in terms of growth and having Yendi to be where it's supposed to be. So when I was contesting election, I had this dream, which was the Yendi dream and the new Yendi city. A Yendi city that is going to have all the benefits in terms of good infrastructure roads, having good amenities, getting all the dream to see Yendi. And I think that we've been able to achieve that with the President of the Republic of Ghana and the support of the Vice President and myself. Have been able to make sure that we have started on a very, very good. And I think that Yendi dream will be realized in the next 4 to 10 years.
So the dream is on course?
It's on course, yes.
And that the Yendi city is about ensuring that the infrastructure is developed properly?
Yes, yes, and getting Yendi to be like a standard city that the world deserves of a traditional capital.
I see. Now let's talk about Parliament. It's been a little over a year since you were elected into the House. Yes. For you as a young politician, as you say. What has been your own experience in Parliament, looking at the nature of the numbers we have?
Thank you very much. I think it has been a dream to follow the lineage of my ancestors. My maternal grandfather, the late Mori Gala, was the member of Parliament. My mom's father was a member of Parliament for Tumu. And having been named after him, and having had the dream to fight to get to Parliament, and to have won with 16,000 votes difference, and the highest number of votes in the North region.
I see.
It tells you that I came into Parliament with a statement. That is, I brought that desired numbers that was needed for both presidential and parliamentary. But the first night that I was coming into Parliament to fulfill the dream of coming into Parliament, to fulfill the dream of my ancestors and my father, it was a bad night and it didn't really go well for us. And the experience wasn't good. But Almighty Allah knows why He gave us this Parliament, and it's needed to be very, very tight. But
did you have regrets at the time, looking at the chaotic scenes?
Yes,
you had regrets at the time coming to Parliament?
No, not regrets, but I had regret of the situation of that night, being the first night, and what message we were sending across to the international world, having to let the president wait for his swearing in order wasn't a good sign, because Ghana is a beacon of hope and a beacon of peace and well ranked in the democracy of this country. It was very, very important that we set standards right in Parliament. But who can we blame? We blame ourselves and blame the Almighty Allah, and also think that what has happened, both NDC and MPP, is a lesson for us to learn. Politics is about negotiation, politics is about compromise, politics is about having that leadership skills which our leaders have on the side of our party, to be able to negotiate with the other side, so that at the end of the day, both NDC and MPP, the beneficiary will be the Ghanaian people.
You talk about compromise, and this one, let me just be quick on that. Currently, we are looking at a situation where many are saying that your party and, of course, the majority caucus is not ready to compromise on certain issues here in Parliament.
Why won't we want to compromise? at least with the leadership led by Osache Mesabosu, my senior colleague and my good mentor, Afenyo Markin, and what's the name, my good friend Ano and Habib, are doing all they can. Let's give them that benefit of that. They've done a lot, but NDC as a party has its own rules and regulations. But at the end of the day, no matter the stance they take, at the end of the day, still consider the good of Ghana. And I think both the NDC and NPP and my senior brother Haruna Drusu and Muntaka have also conducted themselves well. And at the end of the day, it's a teamwork, and that's what we are doing. And I can see that everything is going on, but we must always compromise and have that skills of negotiation, skills to negotiate well. I'm a good negotiator, and I know that my leaders who are also there leading us, both the two majorities, both NDC and NPP, are all level-headed people, and obviously the end of resource is the Ghana people.
Let's talk about Farouk. So I asked about your experience in Parliament so far. Has it been good for you? Has it been amazing? Has it been stressful?
Yeah, it's been good. I've been moved from a situation that you were working in Ghana Cocoa Board, coming to Parliament, being a lawmaker, being responsible and having the mandate to make sure that your people that will put you into power, you're working for them in terms of getting them the right jobs, making infrastructure development, making sure that you do the humanitarian work that is desired. Parliament is a good experience. It tells you, it lets you know the orders, the standing orders, gives you gives a procedural way of understanding, and also being a privileged position for you to understand that it is a house of laws and you must follow the laws and be punctual to work. And also it's a good experience. At least one day I should be able to share my experience with my children for being an MP.
I see, but for being an MP, one of the major things you need to do is to ensure that you work at the constituency as against what you do in Parliament. And looking at the numbers, 137, 137, how are you able to juggle between the two?
It's not
because the most important.
It's not 137.
Oh, 137 plus 1.
Yeah, so 138.
In your favor.
Yeah, in our favor. So
right.
say we are the majority side.
Yeah, the majority caucus.
Yes. So it's been a very tough time. Obviously, we have always wanted to be on the grounds. I have been very, very visible in my constituency from January to date. My constituents know that. And through my work and visibility in my constituency, even as I'm part in some surveys of first 10 MPs, which the first quarter I was part, second quarter I was part. I'm preparing to go to celebrate Christmas with the Kunkum and the Christian Committee and the HSCND. It is the attitude of the MP, irrespective of the tightness of your schedule at Parliament, but still make time for your people. That would give you that leverage for them to know that even though the Parliament is tight, but you still make time for your people.
You see, Parliament has been tough. Yes. How tough is it?
Traveling from your constituency, coming early in the morning to make sure you are at Parliament. You don't have limit time to get to your constituency, and always sitting till midnight decisions and all that. But it's an experience that is preparing us for the future. And who knows, our predecessors or former MPs who have all gone through have seen that but this 8th Parliament is a unique one, and we must learn from this 8th Parliament. How
unique is the 8th Parliament in your own assessment? How unique is the 8th Parliament?
The numbers are the issues here. Right. It's very tight, and there's a lesson for both the MPP and NDC. If you look at places that you have MPs that can win the seats and that can continue to win the seat for you, you must have a way of making sure that the MPs consolidate their seat, help them to consolidate their seat. Another look at areas that they cannot get MPs to support those people to emerge.
I mean, not to cut you, but are you suggesting that if the party has observed in years gone by that certain candidates are able to win their seats in some constituencies, they need to work to ensure that they win the seat?
They win the seat, yes.
Wouldn't that be an imposition?
It's not an imposition. In politics, you look at the numbers and see the worst case scenarios and those who can win the seat for you. And when you support them to win, you don't have the hurdle to go and resell that candidate again to the people again. So it's something that this 8th Parliament should teach us lessons to know that let's consolidate our strongholds and rather look for places that we cannot win to get.
But the NPP, I know, is a democratic party. You believe in democracy. You have to give the people the opportunity. You elect their MPs.
Nobody's saying you should elect MPs. I'm saying that with all that has happened, it's also a decision that, or a suggestion that we should take up go in the future to minimize the sense of having the SWOT analysis, giving chances to every individual MP and see if he continues, can he win? If he's going to win, why do you have to distress the person to not go again and rather give you a situation that we're having today?
So in this case, if I understand, should there be an opportunity for a contest?
Obviously, the party is
especially when you do the SWOT analysis and you see that your candidate is winning.
But obviously, MPP being a party from our fathers and our generations and our forebearers, there's always been competition. So I'm open to a competition, but we should look at this critically going forward in the future.
I see. Now, a few weeks ago, you were captured in a video in Parliament.
Yes.
I personally saw you looking up in the public gallery and then asking Asodin Katia, the General Secretary of the NDC, to leave the chamber.
Yes.
Why are you doing that?
It's not about me. It's, we are backbenchers.
Okay.
And then when we meet and we see that the Ken Oforiatta, our finance minister, came to Parliament, tried to appeal for them to give him an opportunity for him to do what? To re-engage both parties. And the manner in which he was walked out, and somebody who is a very respected finance minister, and I think it angered some of the MPs, and they made a...
It angered you?
Were you angered? I felt angered because a finance minister who's working for the people of Ghana and working for us, for our country, a very hard-working Ken Oforiatta, would come in and would be embarrassed in such manner. But he was disciplined enough to leave. So obviously, with the citing of what's the name, the General Secretary, even though we know that he's part of the Parliamentary Service Board, we know, but we also thought it was improper that if he will be there, then he must also leave. And we took the decision, and not only me, collectively, we, OPK and other people, decided to by the way, it's something that is a regrettable situation, yes.
You regret your action?
Yes, yes.
That you were shouting and asking him to leave?
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
So you admit that that was a disrespect to the member of the Parliamentary Service Board?
No, it wasn't a disrespect, but we also we are loyal to our party and loyal to our minister. So obviously, if the minister had to walk out, obviously the secretary too must leave. Our remorsefulness is not geared towards the secretary. It's just the posturing that we had in Parliament, and seeing you on TV doing that. It's not a good posturing, so that is why we...
Why did you get calls from your constituents expressing disappointment in you?
My constituents were happy, and a lot of people were happy, but, as a father and who has wife and children, you go with your children will say that if we saw you doing it doesn't look right, so that is why I feel remorseful, yes.
Oh, I see, so your children were saying that it wasn't good.
My children, they said that we saw you on TV, and a few friends sent me the videos, but I looked at it and after, I'm a human. I'll show you how that level of remorsefulness. And as a human being, you should always accept that when you do something and you see that it is even was in a dark direction, but you always have to have that sense of remorsefulness to look at it and say that, yeah, let it go, yeah.
That day was triggered by the minority. I know the minority had a very entrenched position that day, which led to some of your action. Would you say that for you, coming to this 8th Parliament, the minority is giving the majority a very tough time, a very difficult moment?
Yes, very well, very well. And at the same time, to also compromise. As much as they are giving us difficult times, they are also giving us, at the end of the day, when the judge goes in, they come back. Because I know Harun Edrus is like a senior brother, Muntaka. They are very seasoned politicians. They are seniors. And in respect of our political backgrounds, both NDC and MPP, Harun is somebody, and Muntaka is very nice guys who understand. But you can also take out from our legendary Chairman Sabonsu and my godfather, Fenyo Makin. They are all learned. All in all, we have an 8th Parliament that is very, very tough, but with top leaders from both sides. And I believe that at the end of the day, when everything were there, they come back to the compromise. And
but I mean, the minority has threatened that consensus will suffer going forward.
We will not suffer. It is their stand, but I'm not going for it. They also
cooperation and consensus.
If you look at the speech that Otu forgave, we cannot let the government suffer. And there's more into it than what we see. Okay. It's not about giving tough time to government, but other governments will come and go. It's what case are we preparing for the future? Is it that if you're in a position to frustrate government? No, I mean, NPP has also had their time, NDC had their time. And the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa, is achieving a lot of things for this country. And also looking at what the Finance Minister is bringing, it is also to help us get more taxes to be able to solve the problems of this country. So we should be able to let this go, and at least by 1st January we are out of here. So
going forward, would you ask the minority to heed the advice of Otu?
They should tone down, and not necessarily. A lot of them have been in governments, and they should tone down and let us look at Ghana first, irrespective of where we come from. Ghana first. When we have Ghana first, we will come to parties later.
So in effect, Parliament is no more fun for you. Parliament is no more fun.
Parliament is fun. It's George's situation. It toughens us. It gives us a situation of in the future when we also get a position to be leaders. We also have that skills to negotiate. And in everything, you must have everything tough before you be able to get it easy.
I see. Now let's talk about your appointment. I mean, earlier this year, we picked up information. I mean, from the grapevine that you were tipped for deputy ministry appointment, but we later were understood that we were being given the board chair of GISDEC.
Yes.
Was there expectation of getting a deputy ministry appointment?
Obviously, I'm a human being, and also aspire, having had a father who was the former vice president of the Republic of Ghana, and the President Kufuor, and the first team from the MPP to bring us into power after 30 years. And having worked as my own self after the demise of my father, to get to the position of where I am, and having won with the biggest margin of the Republic of Ghana, is the commander-in-chief and the appointing authority. He has the power to appoint. And the fact that he doesn't appoint you doesn't mean that he doesn't want you. Obviously, the president, within his wisdom, would know that the future is still bright, and it's his wish to also grow us in the future. So I was a bit disappointed at the earlier stage, but God's time is the best, and the president is the appointing authority, and he's like a father to me. And what he's giving me now is better, and he believes that I can do better. And based on my performance, would even get him to know that I have the capacity, and wherever he wants to put me in the future.
So the ministries were eyeing to be the deputy?
I was not eyeing any minister. I was just eyeing to be a deputy minister.
Yes. Okay, so just a deputy minister. You didn't know which ministry?
But it doesn't matter. I'm now a board chairman. And I'm doing well, and I'm working hard with my Minister of Lands and with the support of the president, wanting to leave a legacy of the iron and oil industry. It's very, very important. So the president is also helping us, and we're going to achieve our aim, inshallah, before the end of 2024. And
we're board chair. I mean, it's been a little over 6 months.
Yes.
What's been your major achievement within this area in the last 6 months?
Yes, as my major achievement, first of all, we inherited 3 concession sites. That is the Sheni side, which is my side, the Akpafu area, and the Opomanse. And since we took over, we needed to do a mineral resource estimation of the country's resources, especially in the Akpafu area. And as we speak, the board had taken a decision, and we've started with the mineral resource estimation, and we've started working to know by the end of 9 months, we know the actual estimates we have in the country. We are also venturing to inviting private partnership with the minister and the president is open to. So we've started, and we've got a drill that is going to work with the geological service department, so that going forward, we'll not spend money to rent drills and to use it to get the actual drilling for the industry, to be able to know all the expectations. And then we're also engaging some Russians and some Saudis to come and take up the Sheni Akpafu area, the Sheni area and the Akpafu area. So all in all, we've started, since we started, we've got started with the mineral resource estimation of Akpafu area, which has started, and we've got a rig that is going to come in with a geological survey to come together, to work together as the data, as much as we are also going to do we've done community engagements with the community to let them know what the community. I went around with the board, with the Yana and all the chiefs. We went to Bupewura and other chiefs. We're going to visit Otunfo 32. We're going to visit President Kufuor. We're going to visit Ochehine to seek their blessings. And all in all, next year, we should be able to have an investor who would come in. We are preparing for a master plan that is going to be a basis that we're going to use to woo in investors. And at the end of the day, by 2022, we should be able to get something.
So what is the estimate you are really looking at the minerals?
We have 6.4 million metric tons in this country, both the Sheni and the Akpafu and the Opomanse. And we've started doing the mineral estimation in Akpafu, which is a virgin area, which is a very rich area too. Yendi, which is the biggest Sheni area, which is 1.7 million metric tons. We're also looking at getting an investor. This morning I was talking to the Russian ambassador and the Saudis, and they are ready to come in for us to look at how we can package it and get it started. All in all, we should be able, and the president is very, very eager to let us get results, and we'll also deliver with the minister and the support of the minister, my brother, we should be able to achieve something great for us.
So you're certain that forecast for next year will be a lot of revenue generation for GISDEC?
Yes. Not revenue generation. We're going to do what we call fact finding to know the actual concession values we have. Based on that, we use it to, that's the mineral resource estimation. If you don't know your country's mineral resource estimation, whatever you are doing, you are going to do it out of no data. And the Shani area too, we are looking for investors, which we are engaging. We are going to do an investor memorandum with them, an investor engagement. And all in all, next year should be an action year.
Next year is an action year?
Yeah, for just that.
I see. Yeah. I see. Well, your father, of course, your late father, was the vice president of this country, which you have talked about.
Yeah.
And for every young politician, you aspire, as you said, of course, you're aspiring for a deputy ministerial position, which now didn't happen. I'm just asking, I mean, are you also interested in being a vice president of this country?
You know, I'm proud to have a father who was the first Dagomba Muslim vice president, specifically from Yendi. And my daddy didn't just wake up to be vice president, he worked hard to get to where he is. And also having had a grandfather who was a Minister of Foreign Affairs, Minister of Trade, and the first black chairman of Kokobo. Obviously, there's some blood of political lineage in me. In life, you have to start. Well, my dad was not an MP. I've started as an MP. I'm still young. I'm just 40. And obviously, we're bidding our time to work hard to make the people see what we have and trying to build our own brand. That is ourselves. What we pray is for long life and prosperity. My father was vice president. I would even want to be greater than my father.
So you're aspiring to be the #1 gentleman of the land?
I'm saying that.
You aspire to be greater than him?
Yes.
Then you aspire to be the president of the land?
Why not? Why can't I? If I work hard.
So you want to be the president of the land if the opportunity comes?
I'm still a young guy. I'm praying for long life. Let's take one step at. I'm an MP. This is my first term. I'm wishing to go for my second term. Nobody knows more. But obviously, being the son of a former vice president, I shouldn't aspire for anything less than something greater than my father. Yes.
I see. So one can conclude, the viewers can conclude that, oh, Farouk perhaps wants to contest as the flag bearer of the governing NPP?
Why not? Am I not an MPP? I've paid my dues in the party. My father paid his dues. I worked hard as an MP. I'm still working hard. I'm still a young guy. Why not? You give birth, a proverb in Chise, obviously I should, and I have a belief that if I work hard, I should be able to succeed in future, which inshallah it will happen.
There's a major contest coming up, and this is by flag bearership. What do you stand? Alan,
I stand for breaking the 8.
You stand for breaking the 8?
Yes.
But is that possible, breaking the 8?
Why not? Why not? The President of the Republic has done a lot of work for us, and whoever is going to take over from the president will have a good story to tell. If we are united, if we are together, whether Alan or Baumia, we will be able to break the 8. And I think that is what is important.
Your critics say you're only flexing muscles on the wind. Looking at what's happening, events, even for this year alone, it will be very difficult for the NPP to break the 8.
Why can't we break? The president is going to work hard to let us have the foundation to step on to break the 8. The break the 8 starts from us, the MPs, starts from the grassroots, starts from everybody. If we respect each other, if we take care of the grassroots, if the grassroots feel appreciated, if the people who voted us feel appreciated, we get jobs for the youth, we get employment for the youth, we get the youth in business, like the new program the president through the finance minister, the Youth Start. The Youth Start is a capital orientation that gives young men some little capital so that be your own entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship doesn't mean you should depend on government. And when we're able to, especially this Youth Start of the president, trust me, when we do it, we should be able to achieve something great for this country.
So you're confident the breaking of the 8 is possible?
Inshallah.
But there are those who say that the internal party politics may affect the MPP's fortune. I mean, acrimony, bad-mouthing, mass-slinging.
We have learned lesson from 2008 when my dad and President Akufo-Addo contested. It wasn't handled well. But I think this time, with the experience of the president and what he has seen, he will not supervise, and the party will not supervise that again this time. And I believe the president, with his experience, wants to hand over to an MPP, and he will do what is right for us to have a cohesion.
In your view, how should the party handle this upcoming campaign, particularly the flag bearership race?
We should take it easy. All those who are contesting for flag bearership are MPP who have performed creditably well so far. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia is a first-class vice president, very, very competent and very hardworking, and a Muslim vice president for the North, and to be the second person to come from the North after the ALIU MAHAMA in 2007 to contest for flag bearership. Honorable Alan Chamanti is a party man, a young executive firm, distinguished himself as a trade minister, very well noted in this party. Honorable Ajako, Energy Minister. He has done well for the party as an energy minister. His father himself was a party the party. Honorable Okoto Afriye, his father too was part of the formation of the party. He's an Greek minister. He's doing well for himself. And I don't know who, and Jogati, a very seasoned lawyer, also doing well for himself. And who again, I think I died in all of them. All are all MPP strong members. What we just need is God would only choose one. It's the same way 17 people contested President Akufo-Addo, and God is the one who chose him. But this time it's God who's going to choose the best. And we must look at beyond the premise and look at how the end result is what matters, and that is to win 2024. That's what is important.
Honorable, thank you very much. But before I go, would you throw your weight behind Dr. Bawumia?
It's, for now, the party has a code of conduct, and yesterday we were giving strong warnings. And as a leader of my constituency, I keep everything to my chest.
You keep everything to your chest.
Yes.
So you are yet to disclose who you throw your weight behind.
At the right time.
I see. But the MPs, the majority caucus, what are they throwing their weight behind?
No, I don't know.
You don't know that?
Yes.
There hasn't been any discussion?
No, there's no. It's too early.
It's too early to have a discussion.
Yes.
I see. I see. Right, so we are going for Christmas. What will be your words to your constituent? I mean, of course, those you are building a Yendi dream for.
Yeah. I wish to say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and to speak a little bit of Dagomba in 2 minutes. Assalamu alaikum Nayanama MP Mbon Jintora Honorable ALIU MAHAMA Tipyala Brunyanet Zalampo Sore Tere Ndanyana Nanam Kambambe Nea party executives, party police station executives, the Nanamza passable in the chamber. Now check at you know what the Grigama now Tumtala Vecati to solo, Katiane Sotuma Manila solo Kati Zang Tabaka check at Chantoni, the now check at the Burnyama and Alafi. There's a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Honorable. ALIU MAHAMA is the Member of Parliament for Yendi constituency. Of course, today he blessed us in his office as we engage in one-on-one in a conversation.
Thank you.
Once again, we wish you
a Merry Christmas.
I am Kwesi Parker Wilson, and this is Joy News.